Gather round, boys and girls, for what I have to say. Dexter's here to guide you and help you along your way. It's time to dig deep into your heart and explore the chasms of your mind, and it's time to bring forth that masterpiece that's just aching to be set free. So let's create. 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 Let's create.
Gather around, boys and girls, for what I have to say. Dexter's here to guide you and help you along your way. It's time to dig deep into your heart and explore the chasms of your mind. And it's time to bring forth that masterpiece that's just aching to be set free. So let's create.
Let's create.
Oh, hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. Well, looks like we're ready to start our class here today. So today we're going to do a deconstruction, reconstruction still life project. So what you're going to get is 3 to 5 objects, some sort of substrate to put these objects on to keep them as a constant, and we're going to deconstruct the objects, then reconstruct them on here, your substrate, glue them down, tack them down, whatever, to make it a constant so you can draw from or use it from. So I have a bunch of objects over here, as Molly's
Yay! Objects,
all sorts of stuff
fun.
that is fun, like fart bombs. Ooh, we don't want to blow those up, but we got all sorts of fun stuff. Your objects probably don't want to be any bigger than your hands, 3 to 5, and you don't have to use all 5. You can use like 3 or all 5, but don't go less than 3 unless they're really, really cool objects and very complex. So let's pick 3 or 5
right now. So what's interesting to me, I like this thing. This weird head looks kind of cool. And as I'm picking objects, I'm thinking about how they interrelate with each other and how their meanings change as I add them together. Like, these 2 objects together mean something completely different than these 3 objects together. This object plus fart spray means something completely different than fart spray plus kitty cat. You got a stinky stinky kitty here, and also objects change in the context of time compared to now and then.
you are recontextualizing objects to fit your meanings, what you want them to say.
And I'm going to pick something that contrasts these colors. Let's see. This guy's cool. I kind of like this rust thing here. I don't know. That's kind of cool. Looks like a sarcophagi or something. I don't know.
Sci-fi Western.
Give them a little oven. Woo, that's pretty stinky. Maybe I'll take like a screwdriver here, and I'll stick this in the hand here.
Ouch! Ouch! Each! Ouch!
I'm just trying to find something interesting to paint. Like, what's interesting? Like this by itself is cool. Like that would be interesting as a still life to paint just by itself. So I got 1, 2 objects. Maybe I'll want to do I'll do like a drawing on here, or even paint something on this board, or maybe that, not too much pink. How about, what do you think? Like, maybe this thing? Maybe I can glue this down somehow, or... So what you're just looking for is something interesting to do.
Interesting to
and
paint,
I also want to play
too.
with... I want to play with composition, so I can play around with the angle that I'm filming or drawing from to make it cool.
Franken, baby.
Again, show me again. What do we do again? Show me again. I need to see it again. Show me again. Again.
Okay,
Show me again. Show me again. I need to see it again. I don't quite understand. Show me again. Thank you.
This is going to be the deconstruction, reconstruction project. So what you're going to do is you're going to get 3 to 5 objects and you're going to deconstruct them somehow to figure out some kind of composition.
Something
or
interesting to
something
paint.
with 3 to 5 objects on some sort of
Something
substrate
flat,
here.
cardboard,
So I got one already
wood,
started
metal,
here. I got
plastic.
one screw, one hand, one goofy. This used to be a goofy Pez dispenser that I burnt with a torch here.
Goofy candy hand.
And so that's enough objects there. I could stop there, but it's not quite interesting. I'm going to leave that one there, and I'm going to start another one over here with this He-Man figure. If you deconstruct it, one object can become 2 objects. Maybe I'll stick a little baby here. There's 3.
Cute.
3 here or something like that. But it's still lacking a little bit, so maybe I'll like add a knife on it or something that's interesting. Now when you get to a point where you like that composition, you want to get a good light source, because if you don't have a good light source, you're not going to have good shadows. And if you don't have good shadows, you're not going to have good depth. And,
Illusions.
you need
Also,
lights
glue
and
it
darks. The
down.
more contrast you have in a painting, generally, it's going to be more interesting for you and the viewer to paint.
And enjoy.
Okay, so these are kind of getting there. When you start exploring this, you want to move around the object physically, and maybe even turn them vertical and see what they look like that, and move your light around a lot to figure out something interesting, because you're going to take about 3 weeks to paint this thing. You're going to go from your 10 to 15 thumbnails that we've been doing to a nice gestural drawing, to a contour line drawing, to an underpainting, to your opaque layers, and then you're going to start putting in all your details. So this is the deconstruction reconstruction project. It's a still life. You're going to get 3 to 5 objects, 1 substrate, meaning some sort of board or cardboard or anything that's firm that you can glue your objects to. Cut, saw. You can use anything you want, like these things. You can use hammers to break things apart. You can use a torch, scissors, X-Acto knives. Okay,
Reconstruct. Easy peasy.
On some sort of substrate. So you're going to reconstruct those objects. And then
A bunch of stuff. Mush it up. Glue it back together. Paint it. Easy. Fun. Think about composition, color, contrast, form, value.
And contrast in size of your objects and the shape of your objects. So if you have an angular object, maybe you want a rounder object. If you have a rounder object, maybe you want a fuzzier object, and combine all those things.
Combination.
Relation these objects have with each other in context. So when you put objects together, their relationships and their meanings change in the context of the now, today.
Context and
also,
content.
The context of past objects.
The history of the object.
Find a good composition. Do 10 to 15 thumbnails. Pick one. Draw it from a gesture to a contour.
Oh, I forgot the E, dude.
Slowly develop as you go. You don't have to get the perfect drawing right away, because you have plenty of time to correct it as you paint. You want to start with your underpainting so you can map out the values, so you're not lost when you start doing the color. So that's what underpainting's for, is to find those values and map everything out. You want to start mixing colors and cups for larger areas, and then in smaller areas, you can just pour out of the cup onto a pallet and work off the pallet or straight out of a tube, and really slow down. This is going to be a 3-week long project, so you don't want to, like, you know,
Slow
try to do it all at
down.
once, or else you'll go crazy. So all you need to do by next class is play with your objects, figure out a composition, and draw it, and maybe start your underpainting. When next class will be Tuesday, so you're just going to send me an update.
Images
and I'll
of what
send
you've done, your underpainting
little
drawings.
hints and tips and tricks to help you get going on this. So hope you have fun with it, and hope you're not too stressed out with the way things are going. Thank you.
Have fun. Have fun.
Gather around, boys and girls, for what I have to say. Dexter's here to guide you and help you along your way. It's time to dig deep into your heart and explore the chasms of your mind, and it's time to bring forth that masterpiece that's just aching to be set free. So let's create. 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 Let's create.
Gather around, boys and girls, for what I have to say. Dexter's here to guide you and help you along your way. It's time to dig deep into your heart and explore the chasms of your mind. It's time to bring forth that masterpiece that's just aching to be set free. So let's create.
Let's create.